Hello and welcome to this video on the male birth control clinical trial, an example of a clinical trial succeeding in its failure. This was a clinical trial that had been shown to work in preclinical investigations and was building on the existing literature. Unfortunately, it was pulled, not for the reasons claimed by some, but due to safety concerns. Don't worry, Cosmopolitan, no one actually expects you to understand basic science. The trial failed due to significant adverse events and side effects. This is among the first of the large-scale tests of a specific injectable combination of hormones, but research into this particular type of birth control for males has been in the pipeline for decades. This was a phase 2 trial involving a small number of healthy male volunteers across 10 centers. For this trial, a couple was used in a stable, healthy, monogamous partnership for at least 1 year, along with coital frequency of at least twice a week on average. They had an intent to remain in the relationship for the course of the study, and no desire for pregnancy within the next 2 years. And finally, a willingness to accept a low but unknown risk of pregnancy. This trial required sex for research purposes. According to the study, the method boasted a 96% success rate for the 320 men involved. Of the 320 participants, 95.9 of the 100 continuing users suppressed a sperm concentration less than or equal to 1 million in a milliliter. This is generally considered the acceptable success limit. This was done within 24 weeks. During the efficacy phase, this was up to 56 weeks, 4 pregnancies occurred among the partners of the 266 male participants. This was a failure rate of roughly 1.5%. The cumulative reversibility for the suppression of sperm after the 52-week period of efficacy was roughly 94.8% per 100 people in the trial. This means that there is a 5% chance that people undergoing this treatment will not be able to have children. It will have effectively sterilized them. As you can imagine, this is generally considered a significant adverse event and is one of the reasons why it was pulled. This program led to a nearly complete and reversible suppression of sperm. The contraceptive's efficacy was compared favorably to other forms of suppression that are available. However, it had a high frequency of side effects. These included acne, injection site pain, increased libido, and mood disorders. And due to these, and the possibility of sterilization, the study was terminated before it could finish its complete program. There is some claim made that the men who quit the study shut it down. This is not true. The men who quit the study did not shut the study down. There was in fact an outside panel of observers who made that decision. The results of this study, a phase 2 trial, were never going to successfully reach a marketable product. It was showing that in a group of males of an age where they could possibly have a child, support the child, and were in a relationship, that the sperm count they had been successfully reduced, therefore proving the concept in a larger number of people as required for most approval processes. The study investigating this injectable hormone mix and aimed at reducing sperm count was shut down based on concerns about adverse effects raised by an outside board of medical experts from the World Health Organization. The adverse events of concern were the mood changes, depression, pain at the injection site, and the increased libido, along with the irreversibility of the suppression. The investigators and study participants were informed of this decision by the study sponsors, who were instructed by the World Health Organization, who monitor many of the world's clinical trials, especially in something as significant as male contraceptives. This group is also known as the Monitoring Committee established by both CONRAD and the World Health Organization's Department of Reproductive Health and Research. As a point of interest, the female contraceptives currently available and on the market would not have passed modern regulatory approval mechanisms if they were tested today. This means the currently available contraceptives came through in a very small and very lucky window of time, without which much of the current control of women's bodies that they have would not be available. As a comparison, consider the adverse events associated with both Viagra and Addy. One has a risk of cardiovascular problems, visual changes, and a drop in blood pressure. And in a worst case scenario, an erection that lasts far more than intended. The other, when mixed with heavy drinking, leads to blackouts along with fatigue, nausea, and sleepiness. This is why regulatory approvals have been brought in, to ensure that products meet minimum safety expectations and requirements. Despite this setback, there are promising new trials of both a gel contraceptive and a polymer block for the vas deferens that would prevent the movement of sperm from the scrotum and out. Thank you for watching. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions that you may have below.